Tunisia eliminated by Mauritania, Algeria eliminated by Namibia, Morocco eliminated by South Africa, Senegal eliminated by a rejuvenated hosts who almost had a travesty of a performance in this nations tournament, but somehow, the god of football has given the host nation, the Ivory Coast national team, a second chance in reincarnating themselves as the giants in this competition. Senegal were eliminated by surprisingly the Ivorian national team, and the Moroccans were eliminated by a country that tends to portray themselves as one of the African giants, which they've proven so far in this competition. I'm going to give it to them, the South Africans. They are Mampianos, like we formally do call them. And now, today is the quarterfinal, the first series of games in the quarter five right now between Nigeria taking on Angola by six. Then 3 hours later, we have Democratic Republic of Congo taking on Guinea. And one of the things I would like to say as regards this game is Democratic Republic of Congo, shout out to them. They eliminated the Pharaohs of Egypt, which has tend to be which is a very huge milestone for them. I think this competition has been clouded with surprising eliminations. The Giants have been removed from this competition as time has gone on, and it's been very surprising seeing the way the Minnows are taking away the Giants from this African Nations Cup tournament. It's been fantastic, it's been thrilling, it's been scintillating, and it's been mouth-watering. We can't wait to see any more surprises, especially Nigeria taking on Angola. A lot of persons looked at this Nigerian Cameroon game. Yes, Nigeria won 2 goals to 0, but the expectations were being downplayed. If you rotate back to 2013 when Nigeria were playing this current host of African Nations Cup tournament, Ivory Coast, the tickets were already booked. But what I'm trying to say in essence is that whenever it has come against Nigeria and Cameroon, Nigeria always tend to have that spark, especially in the group stage. But when it comes to the final, we've always bowed down to the indomitable lions of Cameroon. If we hack back into the past, we could talk about 84. We lost the final to Cameroon in 84. Nigeria lost the final to Cameroon in 88, and they lost the final to Cameroon in the co-host tournament of Nigeria and Ghana in 2000. These are just history. I had to go through and watch the previous tape. Trust me, I wasn't even, by then. So let's go on to this coming game. It is Nigeria taking on Angola. I've said this before. Angola is one team that knows how to throw a spike into the Super Eagles armor. They know how to spike a lot of things in these games. And when we look at the past, the reason why the Nigerian national team couldn't as much as possible go to the 2006 World Cup in Italy was simply because a certain Angola team prevented them from qualifying, just the same way the Black Stars of Ghana prevented Nigerians from getting into the 2022 World Cup. So also did Angola did against us in 2006 in earned to the qualification for 2006 World Cup in Italy. Now, why am I going into so much history? It all boils down to everything we're looking at in this current African Cup of Nations. It has shown that there are no minnows in football, and if the Nigerian national team don't take the Ivorians seriously, it's all going to be difficult. Yes, we tend to have a formation that we are all aligning to the 3-4-3. Fantastic, but in the long run, at this point in time, it's not about playing with that formation. It's all about the togetherness, and that's what the Super Eagles have shown over time against the Cameroonians, against the Ivorians. They've been able to show togetherness, unity, and that's what's counting for them. And if you talk about the Super Eagles natural team, they have fantastic players barreling from the defense to the attack, and they have, or should I say, they have one of the best defense setup in this competition. Now, when we look at the oldest players in the competition, we're looking at Kenneth Omeru and Ahmed Musa. They were the two players who played in 2013 and that are still in this team up until now. That's 10 years or 11 years per se ago. So looking at the game, I think it's going to be very enthralling. Which is good. I think the game is going to be played at the State Field Togo Stadium in Ivory Coast, and it's going to be a very very enthralling game. It's a game that we are waiting to see. We Nigerians are envisaging how this game is going to play out. But from my outlook, I think we need to be careful of the Angolans because I think they really tend to offer a lot of tenacity, aggressiveness, and they always know how to get the ball into the net. That is one thing I'm going to give to them. Check out their last game. Gerson had 2 goals, then Mabululu 2. So I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be fantastic. My lineup for the Nigerian team isn't far-fetched. It isn't different from the lineup they played against Cameroon. If only we had a left wing back that could substitute a certain Zaidu Sanusi, then I would also want to say Samuel Chukwueze maybe come in for Moses Simon at the right wing flank to see what he can bring, to see what he can offer. Because I think he was given a chance, and while given a chance, he had a stinker of a performance, and I think he can reinstate his name into the team if he can get the lifeline of coming maybe from the bench again to substitute maybe perhaps a Moses Simon. So we're looking at the back. Thank God Nwabali is back, so we're looking at Nwabali in goal, William Trostekong right there at the behind Nwabali at the front of Nwabali, the left centre back, Calvin Bassey, the right centre back, Semi Ajayi, who happens to be a left-footed player, an educated left-footed player that is using his brain with the right wing, and that's fantastic. For the right wing back, we're looking at Olaina, who is also a right wing back and right full back. The left wing back and the left full back, we're looking at Zaidu Sanusi. Then the 2-6 are Alex Iwobi and Frank Onyeka. In the attacking third, of course, the left winger is Ademola Lookman, who happens to always score a brace. This is a player that all throughout his career has scored so many braces. Now let's cast our mind back to 2017 when Ademola Lookman was representing the English national team. The Nigerian Football Federation went as far as trying to talk to him. Okay, come play for the Super Eagles. He rejected. 2018 he rejected. Even in the World Cup it was met 3 times and he still rejected. But shout out to the guy. In the 2017 Under-20 World Cup, he had a goal against Costa Rica. Now, when you check which also happened to be a brace, when you check his game, even in Atlanta, the last game he played before he came to the Super Eagles national team, he had a brace. He is one player that always comes up with braces of goals and braces of assists, and that is fantastic for a player. Then we look at 2021-2022, he told the Nigeria that okay, he is willing to come and play for the Nigerian national team, knowing that in England, of course, you might have promises and you might still not play. And that's just what happens. Now looking at the DR Congo Guinea game, Guinea have done fantastically well getting to this place at this point in time. So I'm going to say this. If they bow down their heads to DR Congo, I think it's no shame because DR Congo have been one of the so-called minnows in this current African Cup of Nations that have proven to be more than what they actually are. They've upset the giants and they have conquered and they've moved thus far in this competition. I think it's going to be fantastic seeing DR Congo go to the semi-finals because I think they deserve it. But that's not to say the Guineans are not as well good. I think I'm expecting it to be a very enthralling fixture because in time past, DR Congo has had several victories over the Guinean national team. Don't forget that in the current World Cup qualification series in Group A, DR Congo has won the Guinea national team home and away 3-2 and 2-1. Now, Of course, DR Congo team. This you have, I think the Bolingi, you have the Unwane, and the rest of them. They are doing fantastically well. I expect DR Congo to win, which and this game come I think 3 hours after the Nigeria and Angola game. Now a quick one into the Nigeria Angola game. Ademola Lukman was fantastic, so I'm expecting him to still put on his scoring boots against the Angolan national team. I think our heroes of the past